My name is Donald G. Spears, but I go by George, which is my middle name. I was at F Company, and I was a private.
What was your, what did you do? Were you a rifleman?
I was a rifleman, yeah.
And did you know the guy that just walked out of here?
Yes.
Okay.
He was in the same company I was.
Were you guys in the same platoon?
We were not in the same platoon, but we, a little history.
Sure.
Well, when we went to Toccoa to join the paratroops, well, we were assigned to companies, but not to platoons. We were just one company in what was called a bracket system. And it depended just how fast you got in physical shape and all what bracket you'd be put in. And so you knew people that were later assigned to a different platoon than you were.
What about Merle Travers?
I knew him, sure.
Were you guys friends?
I knew him, but I wouldn't. He was not in the second platoon either. But I did know him early on at Toccoa, and later too. But in a different platoon.
Were you in Bergstein then?
No, I was not. I had left the 517th long before Bergstein.
Okay. Well, what's your most vivid memory then?
Well, I guess my most vivid memory is our jump into southern France.
Okay.
And we got all our rations and stuff and all to be ready to go. And they gave us 3 Hershey Almond candy bars. And of course, I stuck them into my helmet so that they wouldn't melt. We were ready to go. And when I jumped into southern France then, why, it was dark. And I lit at a tree, and I didn't know how far I was off the ground, but I knew I wasn't going to hang there for very long. So I reached down and got my knife out of my boot, cut through, cutting the riser for the parachute. I also cut the strap for my musette bag, but then I cut the other side, and I didn't care how far I was off the ground. I wanted to get down. But I dropped maybe 3-4 feet and was on the ground. And of course, the first thing I did was to put my rifle together, because back then, you're jumping to a rifle in pieces, it was in a bag.
Griswold.
And I'd put your rifle together to be ready. So that was the first thing I did, was put my rifle together. And it seemed there was quite a bit of small arms fire. And of course, that was our first time of jumping in combat, so we didn't know what to think. My first thought was, I'm going to be captured. And my second thought was, if I'm going to be captured, I'm going to eat those 3 candy bars before I get captured. So I sat right there in the dark and ate 3 candy bars. And it wasn't very long then, so it was light enough, and so I wanted to get on the move and find some of the rest of the people. And I went up a little rise, and there was a road, and I better get where that road is. Just about the time I got there, there was a captain and 3 or 4 other men come along, and of course they saw me and I saw them, and the captain says, "Come with me, soldier." I said, "I've got things to do." So I went with him, and he took us down to St. Rosaline, which was the CP for the 517th Combat Team. And I was not with my own company, of course, but I was recruited to be a runner for the CP. And as the gliders were coming in, somebody would come out from the headquarters and pick one of us, say, go get Captain so-and-so. He's the company commander of this glider company or whatever, And we'd take off to go find him, and then we were supposed to bring him back, and then they'd get their instructions out of the CP what they were supposed to do. And sometimes we could find him, and sometimes we couldn't. I remember the captain had been killed in the landing of the glider, but the executive officer was there, so I took him back, and I picked up a few pieces of glider and a few pieces of parachute that I kept with me and still have to this day. And those are my memories.